Hello, Gemini. I am going to be doing this reading for you for the week of February 15th to the 21st, or whenever it fits. So listen, my dears. As I was preparing for this reading, I was getting images and sounds and feelings. The feeling that I'm getting is quite a bit of agitation in my heart chakra. There's like I want to take a deep breath, which makes sense with the image that I first got, which was you putting on really heavy-duty boots. But they were the kind of boots that have tabs on each side so you can really pull them up. I'm thinking, pull yourself up by your bootstraps kind of thing. I don't know exactly what that expression refers to, but this image is that. It's like you really need to put on these boots and they're heavy. They're solid. They're not clumsy, but they're solid. And then I hear the song Karmic Chameleon. Now, I don't know all the words to that. So I looked at it, and it was, even though it was talking about a love relationship, a romantic relationship, and I don't necessarily think this is, the words that really stuck with me was karma. And the fact that the song is about a relationship that is difficult. I am feeling as though I am reading this for some Geminis, whether it's a romantic relationship or not, who are in a relationship that is karmic. So what does that mean? When it's karmic, well, there's usually a lesson to be learned from it. And that your role, I tend to think of it as your role is predestined, that you guys have made a contract before you came here and incarnated on Earth in order to help each other learn and grow in different ways. It does not necessarily mean, if it is a love relationship, that you are meant to be together forever. I think there is wisdom in a season, a reason, and a lifetime, kind of a quote about relationships. That being said, what I'm getting here is there's a certain amount of uncertainty about what's going on right now in a relationship or with someone, for someone in a relationship. And what you are being asked to do is to keep a calm focus, to gather your mind's energy and really let yourself focus calmly on grounding, on being grounded. To me, those boots are about you being grounded, about you being, I'm also hearing ready, but it's more like what you're doing is, by putting these boots on, is you're grounding in yourself. And the idea of being ready is not even necessarily ready to take off or to do anything. It's being ready so that you're anchored in yourself. So whatever is coming at you, whatever you need to do, whatever is expected, and I'm throwing those words out and I don't know why, that you are centered in the knowing of who you are, that you are centered in that place of you, which is wise and knows how to deal with stuff. Okay? And that's what I feel like you're really being encouraged to do here. Now, what's interesting also is the card that makes me start going in that direction originally is certainty and doubt. So that says to me, of course, there is doubt around a situation. But there's also, if you look at what the reading of the card is, if a man will begin with certainties, he shall end in doubts. But if he will be content to begin with doubts, he shall end in certainties. For some reason, I feel like that is a positive card. For some reason, I feel as though it's saying, okay, don't let your doubts overcome you. Let there be doubts and don't worry about them. Your job is to keep a calm focus. And then the awareness activity card that comes up is a word fast. So in general terms, as I'm putting this into a reading, it is really very much about make the agreement with yourself that it's not part of the formula to talk negative. Don't talk down the situation. Whatever is going on, do your very best not to label it, not to name it. Stay calm, stay as neutral as possible. and let yourself just be anchored in who you are, and do it fiercely. Do it really, really seriously, okay? Now, seriously, again, it's with that sense of trust. It's with that sense of knowing that there are enough resources in this situation. And this is important. You're not always the one that has to provide the resources, emotionally, spiritually, physically. This is also about you reminding yourself that for you and everyone in this, there is a deeper part of everybody involved in this. And that is what this situation is calling out in people, is to move to that connection of the deeper parts of themselves, okay? And to really let yourself move away from the idea that you're not absolutely fine the way you are, that everybody isn't fine the way they are. Move more towards the idea that this is ultimately about innocence, okay? That there is innocence, and not just innocence, because of course when there's situations going on that are difficult, it's very easy to not see the fact that there is a lot of growth and opportunity spiritually. But what I'm getting here is I'm getting cards: isolation, shame, grief. So whatever is happening here, I feel like there are some pretty heavy duty emotions for some of the people involved, if not you specifically. And that you're being really asked to keep that calm focus, keep a positive intention, understanding that it is sometimes the difficult things which breaks us through to another layer of understanding about who we are in ourselves. And that this overall feeling that I've got with this is that whenever you start going into those things, or whenever you see whoever's involved going into those things, fear of not having enough, grief, shame, isolation, uncertainty, this is where you need to really maintain your energy internally. In your boots, be in your boots, so that whatever you are offering them, you are offering from that grounded, centered place of yourself. That is wise, that can see beyond the conflict, either between you or in what's going on with them, okay? Gemini, I feel as though there is almost like a wall that is not letting spirit in. And can you tell me what that is? There needs to be a softening of the ego in this. There needs to be a softening of the ego. Because right now, there is a defensiveness that is coming up that is not allowing the ego to let in the wisdom of the spirit and the strength of the spirit. So how do you do that? It's calm focus. It's by watching your words. It's by not labeling. It's by getting out of all of that. And it's by being quiet. It's by being quiet and by choosing how you want to feel. But you need to get quiet for that. That goes along with your calm focus, okay? And you're being asked to be fierce in your intention to stay in your calm focus, to be grounded in your boots, okay? Gemini, this is not a lovely, happy, airy-fairy reading. Not airy-fairy. Not that the happy ones are airy-fairy. They're not. They're all guided by spirit and therefore very valuable. What I feel is that you are being really encouraged here. That you are being encouraged to find your strength. That's part of what you are learning here. To find your strength in the face of other people needing strength. Okay? You've got all the cards that say you can do it and the support to do it. So please remember, let spirit in. Soften the ego and bring in that divine awareness. Bring in the understanding of the sacred in all things, Gemini. That is where your strength is coming from. Those are your boots, okay?